We finally made it. After knowing each other for around 3 years, we are now officially living together. And for me, this is a huge deal. I don't know about you, and that's what we're gonna try to find out now. Because my parents have been together for 42 years. And they are still technically only sambus. Because we don't really have the whole getting married tradition in Sweden. So for me, our relationship has already peaked right now. You will not get any higher level than this, according to my Swedish upbringing. How do you feel? Were you was it as you expected it?
Honestly, no.
How was your expectations and what's the reality?
My expectation was actually pretty low. Yeah, but like, you know, this past month, I think you've been pretty good.
Pretty good.
Even though,
as an
like
example, like what is something that a positive surprise?
I don't like to take care of the trash. I think you've been doing very well. I thought you would be even messier. But actually, 还可以接受.
I'm surprised myself, to be honest. We should have asked Yunyun about this, but I'm pretty sure I have like leveled up a lot. If you were to compare my previous apartment.
Oh, yeah.
With now.
Let's don't go to there, okay?
So the purpose of today's video, just to run a compatibility test and see if we actually should be living together. In retrospect, we should maybe have done this back in January when I decided to move out from me and Yunyun's place. And I found one of these top 10 things couples should check ideally before they live together. Number 1, why are we moving in together? Is the first question we should have asked ourselves before.
I think we've known each other for quite a long time, like what, 3 years? So it's kind of like we know each other pretty well, I would say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I want to marry you, you know, like soon or something, but it's just like, I think there's like a process when, especially like you're a foreigner, you don't really have like family here. And then like...
I have Yunyun.
True. And then like my parents are in Yilan, and I kind of like rent a house in Taipei, kind of 北漂族 too.
I feel like we should have had a private discussion about this before we try to record a YouTube video.
Tell me about it. Always, let's go to record video. I said, what going to record? Let's see.
Because I'm hearing these things.
I'm not even wearing makeup right now.
I'm hearing these things just as you are, so I'm very intrigued. I have to say it as well. As much as I loved living with Yunyun, that was completely different.
Did he cook for you? Did he do your laundry? Did he clean your stuff after you put the cup on the table that you didn't wash?
No. This is the first time where I feel that I really have a home in Taiwan. Previously, I've lived in apartments, but this is like honestly the first time in 12 years I feel like I have a home, and it's a very different feeling.
Before we have like different place, right? So you have your own apartment, I have mine. So like if I don't want to see you or I want to have my own space, I need some privacy, and I was like, you know, and I go home tonight. But now it's just like I can go home, but like we are sharing almost everything.
I work from home.
Oh, yeah.
And you have only like a few hours per day where you're not at home for your classes. So I also feel like we are spending a lot more time together than maybe like normal couple would. How do our arguments usually pan out?
You apologize. Finish.
Yeah. I would also want to say we don't really have that many arguments. We have different priorities, but from an objective viewpoint, I would say that you are right 95% of the time. And it mostly comes down to the cleanliness and a few things that I be considered completely unnecessary, but that is important to you. Such as...
Let's see if you remember and you realize and reflect on yourself.
When I made a mistake of throwing a bacon package in the garbage. The empty bacon package accidentally touched the lid of the garbage can. Maybe I would argue that if it's already in the garbage bag, I don't need to like take it out and put it and wrap it into another plastic bag inside of the plastic bag.
No. Because the trash can was really full. I don't know. I think people can understand this. The trash can is already very full. And if you put something very, I don't know, watery or oily stuff on top of it, and then you close the lid, it's gonna be so oily on the lid. He would never understand, and he would never clean the lid.
It's a trash can. Like, okay, voting. This time, Team Lukas or Team Minthia, do you actually clean the trash can itself? Let me know in the comments. I would say I'm a very patient guy too. I think we need to let that out as well.
Yeah, I have to give him this credit. Compared to him, I think I'm really impatient. I don't think I'm that impatient, but compared to him, I am very impatient for a lot of things. And also, like, I have the moment. Sometimes I have some really ridiculous moments. I agree. he knows how to deal with it. So I really appreciate that. It didn't happen that often, maybe once a month.
Yeah,
You know?
quite regularly once a month. For maybe a week at a time, once a month. I wouldn't call them arguments, but the few discussions that we've had is usually also coming from like when one of us are just extremely tired in general, late at night after like a full day of just like getting lost in the mountains around in Liuchangli or having a full day of class. But hopefully that should not longer be an issue thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Emma. If you didn't know already, then Emma is the most awarded mattress company in the world and the #1 best-selling mattress in Europe as well. And if you watch my previous videos from Sweden, then you know that both my mom and dad have their own Emma mattress, and now I am happy to inform you that we also have a brand new Emma mattress and also a brand new Emma bed. That's right, they're also offering their new beds here in Taiwan as well. You haven't had the honor of sleeping on an Emma bed before.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I like the size, thank you for choosing the biggest one. Because sharing the bed with someone who over 190, sometimes it could be really, really, squeezed. And also like the softness is perfect because like when you move, I don't feel that much, which is the biggest issue before we had.
We are no longer allowed to eat or drink anything in the bed. But if you happen to live outside of Taiwan, where it might be a little bit more normal to have a late night snack in bed while watching TV or something, then you should also know that they have these protection covers, which is absolutely amazing as well.
And also like for girls, sometimes every month you're gonna have the time of the month, and it's just kind of protection for you if you forgot or come earlier that you didn't expect that. It's easier to wash.
Should also mention that although this might look just like all the other Emma mattresses, this is actually a brand new hybrid mattress. So although it still is memory foam on top, it actually has springs at the bottom, basically makes it a little bit more sturdy, not as soft as the previous 100% memory foam mattress, and it also helps with increased airflow and ventilation, so it will be less humid in the bed itself and also more cool, and I guess maybe more suitable for the Taiwanese climate here, especially during those hot Taiwanese summers. I personally actually enjoy the softer ones more, but I sleep better in this harder one. The best example I can come up with is just imagine if you're walking on the beach and you're walking in the loose sand. That is very similar to the feeling of the Emma original mattress, where you kind of like, you just lie down and you just feel like you're sinking into the mattress. But then if you're walking on the piece of the sand that is not in the actual water, but it's still like wet sand, then you still sink down a little bit, but the sand around you is more firm. That's like the best way I figure out to describe the differences.
Good.
And also if you happen to be two people sleeping together and you might want to like, cuddle and like hug a little bit before actually going to sleep, it's also a lot easier to like roll over and like hug and then rolling back. I sound like such an old person. But regardless of the mattress you're choosing, rest assured that of course they both have the 100-night trial you get when you're ordering from Emma. But something that you have not seen previously is this Emma bed itself, because Emma actually makes the entire bed, which they now are selling here in Taiwan as well. And the installation of the bed is actually way easier than even the installation of the mattress, which is because Emma is actually taking care of the installation themselves, so you can just sit back, relax, and let the professionals from Emma do the job for you.
Speaking about the bed, there's one thing I really like about this bed is they have a side pocket over here that I usually put my phone, easier to reach when the alarm rings. And also the drawer under the bed is good to store something that we don't really need, like some boxes, some blankets that we don't really need in summer. And also this pillow. First, I think it's a bit too high because I'm like really tiny and stuff.
These are crazy high. Like I haven't met a single person who is actually sleeping with the entire pillow. But thankfully it's super easy to just customize it yourself.
This is the pillow I use like every night. It's just nice you can change like the height of the pillow. And they have 3 layers inside. So right now this is the pillow I use every night. Black one supposed to be a little bit harder, and then the blue one supposed to be a little softer. So sometimes if I want to sleep facing up, I will use the softer one, so it's easier for my neck. And if I want to sit on the side, I need more support, so I will use the black one on top.
And as if that was not enough, now Emma also have an amazing promotion on their website with up to 45% off on their bundle deals. And if you do enter Lukas10 during the checkout, you'll get an extra 10% off during checkout as well. But now it's time to continue with the rest of this video. It's soft. The pillow is soft. What is our future goals as a couple?
Get married, have children.
Is that the goal? Is that where this is leading?
I don't know, maybe.
Subscribe to this channel and keep watching all my future videos to figure out if there will be such an announcement sometime in the right now distant future. What do you consider a successful relationship?
I think respect for each other, you know, compromise maybe. I think like because we are so different in a lot of ways, and I don't say you have to accept, but try to understand and respect.
I think this is more like, how do you get a successful relationship? So I told you this in private many times, like I'm always happy to see you. I'm always happy to be with you. And such a weird feeling for me as well, because previously it's always been like, you know, I have friend time and then I have like a girlfriend time, but you really are like my friend as well. So no matter what I do, if I get to do it with you, it just makes it so much better. And I think for me, a successful relationship would be just to never lose that feeling. No matter what it is, as long as you're there with me, it would just be better than if you're not.
Aww. Good.
And I'm saying this off camera too. I'm not saying this just to look good in the video.
Yeah,
this is,
I approve.
Yeah. And then the next couple of points more or less all have to do with money. I think that makes sense because I also did some other research and I was looking at the top reasons for why people are getting a divorce or why they're moving apart if they're already living together. A majority of times it's because of money or different priorities with time and money allocation. Who will pay for what?
You kill me.
This guy. This guy will pay for insert blank here. Honestly, if I'm going to be a little bit serious now. Previously, I thought this would be an issue because every time when we go out, then I'll be the one paying. And I've told you this previously before. What annoyed me the most before was when I would pay and you would assume that I would pay and not say thank you.
Yeah.
That's something that I brought up like early on, that like this is like not okay.
Yeah.
I think that maybe that's like the only thing that I feel like I'm not okay with this part in our relationship. We have a proper kitchen now, so there's been like a lot of cooking, and that's like everything that you take care of that. Buying everything, buying the right ingredients, buying the kitchen, everything.
Everything.
A
lot of things.
It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. Yeah, we will show you our kitchen in more detail in the future video. Most other things, I would say that I'm ending up paying most other things.
Yeah, but it's necessary though.
It improves our quality of life.
I didn't approve to buy though. You want to include it in the video?
That's not the question here. The question is not who approves. The question is who pays for what. And then the next two questions are, who will manage our bills and do we want a joint bank account? I can tell you, based on our Shopee deliveries, we do not want a joint bank account. 100%. I'm good friends with all kinds of delivery people in the area right now. Every day there's
like
a
what
new
we
delivery.
said before, you know, you bought like the unnecessary stuff for the house, and then someone gonna buy the necessary stuff for the house. You know?
So necessary. Like plant number 18, 19, 20, and 21, and our white frying pan instead of a black frying pan, which we had already.
I only have one frying pan, and 原本之前的锅子已经会掉掉了，就是会粘到锅底。怎么煮东西呢？所以只好再买新的锅子呢，对吧？ It's a necessary stuff. I use it every day for cooking, for cook your meal. So it's very necessary.
We really spend a lot of time finding like a good apartment that is like spacious enough that makes it possible for me to like have my work office here without like interfering with your and our like normal life as well.
You can work a lot, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean you have to keep up all of your free time to do the video stuff, you know? Like you can spend like 1 to 2 hours a day to just play video games, you know? It's nice too.
I wish. Yeah, so no, every single time that there's a new video here on the channel, it has taken away a little bit from my boyfriend time. So least you can do is to show your appreciation and give me a like. And also thank Minthia in the comments, because every video that you're watching is 20 hours of her time she does not get to spend with me. So
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sacrifice, Minthia.
Sure.
How is it like Taiwanese family household?
I don't know in general, but like in my family, my mom in charge all the money.
Oh, really? But does your dad has a say in it, or is it like your mom is like decides?
Oh, most of my mom decide, but like the big stuff, my dad would decide. I think it's a lot. I think it's very traditional, like Taiwanese family. I think like whatever my dad make, it will give to my mom. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Asian culture is a bit different. It's more together, I guess. You just need to have agreements and stuff. I think it will work.
And hopefully this is something that will work for many, many years to come. And if you want to stay updated, please do remember to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell so you get notified when the next video, maybe a more personal chat like this, coming up on this channel as well. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Lukas. Starts with L as in like, ends with S as in subscribe. Please do both, and see you all in the next one. Did you blink?
Yeah, 2 eyes.
2 eyes.